What's up, my fam? Welcome back to the Small Axe Podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that nobody really talks about or that nobody wants to talk about. Year one of operations. If you're new, if you're trying to become a GP, or if you're thinking about buying your first multifamily building, you need this episode because year one is not what Instagram tells you. Year one is not spreadsheets and rent bumps and palm trees. Year one is a fire drill every single week. Let's get into it.
First,
All right. So this episode was inspired because I was so frustrated. Whenever I post like a we closed deal, whenever I say we closed or I see people posting we closed, they get so many likes, so many views. And in all honesty, it's kind of ridiculous because who knows if they're operating the property well? Like, who knows if they're actually going to succeed? Who knows if they close the deal and then move on to something else and don't even operate? Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? And actually, I know a lot of operators that just don't give a crap. After they close, they are done and they move on to the next deal. Me personally, I am that personality and I struggle. So I'm telling you that I struggle with staying focused and operating. I don't love operating. Okay. I dish it off to my partners and I oversee that. And yes, of course, I will handle my end of the operations because I never back down from a responsibility. I am somebody with integrity. Integrity is one of my biggest values in life, probably my most important value. And if I commit to something, I always see it through. I don't give up. Okay. So I hate operations. I love acquisitions. I hate operating. I hate getting involved in the weeds. I hate the day to day, but I do it because I am integrous. I do it because I'm committed. I do it because I tell people that I'm going to do it. And I'm the kind of person that I don't go to a gym to work out. I don't need somebody over my shoulder working out with me. I don't have a workout buddy. I don't have a surf buddy. If the waves are epic, I get out there and I surf on my own. And I actually prefer doing it on my own because then I do it on my terms. I get out there earlier. I can stay out as late as I want or come back whenever I want because I have other things to do and other obligations. The same thing with working out. Nobody pushes me as hard as I push myself. Okay. And not everybody has that. And I get it. But I take that same mentality when I am operating a deal, when I close on a deal and I move forward and I progress and I get done what needs to get done. I don't skirt on my responsibilities. I just don't do it. It's just not who I am. But back to the idea of this podcast, everybody posts the we closed photos. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted we closed JK and crossed it off and put we're operating because that's what we're doing. But nobody sees it, nobody cares, and nobody's going to give me likes. I can get 100 likes on an Instagram post for saying we closed. On a LinkedIn post, you can get 2,000 impressions for we closed. But when I say we are operating, nobody cares. It's just the way that we're built. And I don't feel overly emotional about it. And I don't hate on it. It's just an observation that I made. It's just the way the majority of people are. We just want to see the highlight reel. We want to see the photo at the finish line. That's all that we want to see. We don't want to necessarily put in the work. It's so much easier just to see that. And I feel it. I believe it. It's fine. But that's not how I want to be. And I want to remind us, if we are multifamily deal doers, GPs, operators, then we got to be in the weeds and we got to actually ensure that the properties and the projects that we take over perform. Because if they don't perform, that's your reputation and you're not going to be in this business for that long. People love quoting passive income this, financial freedom that. Cool, yes. But the truth is, year one is the least passive year of your life as an operator. The minute you close, the property starts talking to you. Your tenants start talking to you. Your partners start talking to you. Your lender wants updates. Your broker wants updates. Your investors want updates. Your friends are going to ask questions. Your family's going to ask questions. Everybody wants something from you. And meanwhile, you're just trying to figure out where every problem is hiding in the building that you just took over. Here's the thing about older buildings. So the majority of us are not going out there buying brand new construction, building brand new construction. The majority of us are buying older buildings. And when we take over older buildings, they don't hit you with everything day one. They reel you in. They wait a week, then 2 weeks, then boom, here comes that surprise. In year one, you're going to deal with things like an AC unit dying out of nowhere, a tenant that suddenly stops paying, or vacates, or a car accident, somebody running through one of your apartments, a roof leak that wasn't there before closing or your inspector didn't catch it, electrical issues that didn't matter to the previous insurance company but now matter for the new insurance company, a contractor that's ghosting you or overworked because you have him in 7 different places in one day, landscaping that doubles in price, insurance renewals that make you want to cry, city inspectors showing up unannounced and giving you code violations, somehow water bills just jumped miraculously. And that is just year one. Guys, these are just quick little examples, all that have happened to me. And year one is where every weakness in your business plan becomes real. Hey, everybody, what's up? A lot of you ask me how you can get involved in multifamily real estate. Okay, I am now live on my Stand store. I am going to teach you how to buy buildings, build empires. If you are serious about learning how to be a multifamily apartment investor, go to my Stand store now, stand.store/buy buildings. You can get my deal analyzer. You can get an equity split tool. You can get a strategy call. You can pre-order my entire course. Guys, I am live now. Get there. Let's buy buildings. Let's build empires. All right. It's just the truth. Let's talk about delinquency. You think that you screened well. You think that the tenants were solid. By month 2 or 3, this is where you learn who your residents really are. Someone loses a job. Someone stops paying. Someone files a complaint. Someone brings in a cousin that you never met before. Someone decides they can't afford the rent bump after the renovation. Or you realize that you just took over a property with 3 or 4 tenants that were just placed in there that actually can't afford the rent. Delinquency is always a fire drill in year one. There's just no avoiding it. We were not necessarily in control of fully screening the tenants, getting the leases done under our terms. There's no avoiding it. Okay, now what about vendors? Contractors, handymen, plumbers, HVAC companies, etc. These people are gold when they are good. But in year one, you're going to find out real quick if they're actually gold. You'll get no shows. You might get overpriced quotes. You might get a, hey, come on, man, I just need half of the money up front kind of guy. You might get slower timelines than you anticipated. You might get mistakes that you have to pay for, emergencies that cost way more than what we budgeted for. Year one is when you build your real vendor list by fire. But then we work through that. As multifamily operators, we learn how to survive. We learn how to thrive. We get through that. We get through all of these things. Now let's talk financial pressure. We have to talk about finances because this is the part that nobody likes to share publicly. Year one is extremely tight cash flow, sometimes negative. Sometimes you have to rely on your reserves. Overruns for renovations, tenants breaking leases, eviction costs, bigger utility bills, contractors wanting deposits, insurance renewals, property taxes coming due, debt service hitting every month, whether you're ready or not. Your pro forma was built out prior, yes, but that's just a wish list. Year one is when it actually happens, comes to fruition. Year one is the truth. And in year one is where weak operators or weak teams start to fall apart. This is where strong operators learn how to survive and learn tricks that are going to carry them in their own career farther than the people that are just not willing to put in the work. You got to get your head in the weeds. You got to go deep. You got to roll up your sleeves and you got to get dirty. Do not be afraid to get out there, get in the weeds, and actually begin operating properties. Who cares if you make mistakes? I'm not saying making mistakes is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing if you can learn from those mistakes. And if you can take those mistakes forward with you to create a better foundation for yourself and your team to have better operations moving forward. So the day after closing, reality hits and I'm like, oh, gut punch. Now I have to actually operate this thing. And I might take a day or so while my property manager is collecting keys and posting notices and changing over utilities and all that stuff. I might take a day or so to kind of decompress, enjoy the fact that we closed, gear myself up to operate, and then I am bang, face first in it, and we're rocking and rolling every single day. So for the first few months or year or few years even, you might have to do weekly calls with your entire team, but daily chats with your entire team. That's crucial. Now, eventually, if you feel like you're stabilized after 6, 12, 18 months, you can go to bi-weekly calls. That's okay. But you always have to keep everybody accountable and you always got to have people showing up. So it's important to keep those calls going. So after those first couple of days, I'm like, what the hell did I just buy? Why did I think this was a good idea? Are we going to make it through this? Are my partners going to kill me? And if you haven't felt what I'm talking about, then maybe you just haven't been operating for long enough. Get into the weeds with me, fam. I'm here. I'm dirty. Get dirty with me. So year one is the hardest, yes, but year one is also the most important because this is where you stabilize. And the quicker you do it, the more you begin to see the fruit of it. This is where you fix the big issues. This is where you get rid of bad tenants, where you bring in good tenants. When you finish your renovations, this is where you start growing that NOI, pushing the value. This is where your business plan becomes real. So year one sets the tone for the entire hold period. If you survive year one, everything gets easier after that. Not easy. All right. So I'm not going to say easy, but easier. And that's just the way the game goes, guys. And I don't want to discourage you. As a matter of fact, I want to encourage you to go out there and buy deals and get dirty. Roll up your sleeves, grab a hammer, get involved. So if you're listening right now and you're in the trenches year one, you're not alone. If you feel like every week brings you a new fire, you are not crazy. And if you're doubting yourself, congratulations. You are becoming a real operator. This is the work people don't post about. This is the work that actually builds wealth. This is the work that separates amateurs from pros. I want you all out there to give yourselves a pat on the back if you've closed a deal. I want you to have some grace with yourself. I don't want you to be overcritical of yourself. I want you to pat yourself on the back and say, I did a good job. I'm going to continue to do a good job. I will operate the crap out of these properties moving forward. I'm going to ensure to the best of my ability, under the best of my control, I will operate these properties well. This is the mentality you need. Returns don't come from avoiding problems. They come from solving the ones that nobody else wants to touch. I will catch you guys on the next episode. I hope you had an incredible Thanksgiving weekend with your beautiful families. Get out there, go to my Stand store, get all the resources you need to become the best multifamily operator that you can. Stand.store/buy buildings, one word. Stand.store/buy buildings. So go out there right now, go get a deal, get your hands dirty, and let's begin operations year one and have some fun. All right, and that's a wrap, Small Axe community. So I wanted to take a minute to say thank you so much for listening to the show. And if you liked it or got any value from it, it would really mean the world to me if you would share it with someone else and write a review. Remember, guys, keep sharpening those axes. Let's get out there. Let's crush it. Love you guys.